All right, this is it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another special Penguin Academy. We are once again dipping into the KBBL, a league and tournament organization run by a kind sir. It's mostly made up of North Americans. Not Americans, North Americans. Different group, for those of you that don't know that. Includes other countries. I think there are some non-Americans in there, but they're less so, right? Because of the hours that they keep. It's easier to maintain the North American status. Some of us do play overnight hours and things, so I've been in this organization for a season at some point. This is their Super Bowl. I'll be honest with you, I wish Kind was awake, because I'm not entirely certain what the deal is. There's two areas of kibble, and we did the final of one before, which explains why JD's in this, but I don't know what Mackenie won. There's another area of somehow that Mackenie won, and so this is the Super Bowl where they both meet. Maybe it's Americans and Canadians. Someone can tell me after. But so this again, it's the same rules as that. It's very strange, but you know, nothing wrong with a bit of fun here and there. Americans especially love to have these weird rules for tournaments. Where essentially it's similar to elite tax. Certain skills cost more points, and then other skills cost less points. So there's a lot of slightly odd picks. And the Renegades somehow ended up with a lot more money because they've got Grashnak on their team, even though they've got the Orc, the Rat, the Dark Elf, all three big guys, and a Goblin, which is strange. I don't really know if nope, they also have 2 rerolls. No Apo, though, so. And the other team is JD's very strange Rat team, because of the whole, like, weird things like break tackle on the Roger. But it looks a lot more normal compared to this crazy-ass Renegade team. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather play the Renegade team, yeah. I mean, I'd rather play the Renegades than Rats anyway, even though they're worse in general. But this looks brutal. Tentacles is pretty crazy on the Troll and the Ogre, the Brawler and Strong Arm, and then we have a Juggernaut Roger. We have, is that extra arms? A Big Hand, God. Big Hand, Sure Hands. I don't know, why would you have Big Hand? And then we've got a Leap, Dodge, Dark Elf. So the plan here for the Rats, who I don't know if they were put on offense, should be to Dhaka, right? It's obviously a Dhaka that the Renegades have got to roll a bunch of 2+s to move these 3. Grashnak doesn't have to move these 3. But yeah, you got a Dhaka, right? There's nothing you can do about this. But the problem is, who do you put on the LOS because of the tentacles? I'll be honest with you, I'd ignore them. I wouldn't base the tentacles at all. I would just put oh, you could one dice a tentacle off. That's interesting, but I don't know if I don't know if you should, because it's a 3+ dodge, and if it fails, you're leaving a gutter runner behind. You could red dice off. That's not terrible either, to be honest. Okay, I've got a new plan. I would put 2 gutter runners here, and this naked blitzer here. It is like a, yeah. And then I would just create a line there, and I just leave all these 2 just untouched. I don't want to dodge from tail, and I don't want to dodge from tentacles. So I would dodge the 2 gutters, and then I would just red dice away last action. Because you've got enough speed to get away, right? 1 and then 6 backwards gets you away from any of these. So that's what I would do. Let's see what he does. And it would take me as long as you just saw for me to work that out, right? Because it's a complicated thing to think about. You don't normally have to deal with a situation of 4 strength, well, 3 strength 5 and a strength 6 on the LOS. 2 of which have tentacles and 1 of which have tail. Like, when does that ever come up? I will say this rat ogre better go backwards. That's too far forward. Evening Maniac. Oh, we've got a 2 heads. Okay, we've got a 2 heads. I didn't realize that. This should definitely still be the blitzer. The block off is better than the dodge off. But the 2 heads is fine. That's pretty good. The 2 heads to escape the tail just makes it a 1 in 36 again. Didn't see the 2 heads, so there we go. So yeah, this is all fine except for that. That should be a blitz off. In case you're wondering what the difference is, a dodge off is 66% and a blitz off is 70%. It's only 4% difference, but, you know, you might as well do the correct thing. I guess you could say that the issue is if he rolls a skull, he's going to be lying down. But I don't see him doing much fouling with only a goblin as bench. So having a blitzer lying on the ground there isn't terrible. Less likely to kill himself as well if he rolls a skull than if he fails the dodge. So it does have, like, pros and cons. But I'm telling you now, this rat ogre's too far forward. So ideally, on a Dhaka like this, you want to go back full way, right? You want to go all the way back to the end zone, which means he should be there. Or there. I mean, maybe JD is left-handed. Kind of interesting to know if he's left-handed or not. Normally, right-handed people will put their players that they want to do stuff with on the right-hand side, just naturally. I do it all the time, if you notice. If I'm ever doing a 2-turn, if my opponent has symmetrical setup, I always go up the right. It's because I'm right-handed, so that's just how I think. So I'm kind of interested to know if JD's left-handed, because he's put the Roger on the left. Okay, now he's put him in the middle, and he's still too far forward. He should be, like, literally back here. And now, it wouldn't matter as much, right? If he'd been downed like that, it wouldn't matter as much. He's too far forward, and now he's been hit by that. It's going to make it a lot worse. A lot worse. How many rerolls has he got? 4. Okay, he is going to obviously have to pick up the ball. He is completely... I mean, I don't hate this, right? You might be like, oh my god, he's not protecting the ball. But if he protects the ball in any way, he's too close to these guys. This guy's movement 6. So, you just got to pray you don't snake. See, and the problem is, there we go, that's exactly the problem. If you're going to do the dodge, you also got to break tentacles, and he didn't. Whereas if you do the block and blitz off, tentacles won't bother you. So, he would have rolled a 5 for one of the dice, so basically he was on a 2+ on the second dice to get away, and he would probably have got away, like 5 times out of 6 he would have got away there. So, just a little tiny tweak to that. And now would have been okay. But now the likelihood is this guy's going to get twatted, right? By 3 dice and Mighty Blow. Well, by 6 dice and Mighty Blow. He's probably going to Grashnak him. Just for the record, by the way, he shouldn't Grashnak him. Because the Roger has Juggernaut. So, and Grashnak doesn't have block, but we all know he was going to Grashnak him. And he's gone. And this is the problem now, look, because he's going to get closer. The Roger's going to be in range. Whereas if the Roger was back here, Lot better, right? Much harder to blitz him with either your ogre or a minnow if you're strength 5 and you have guys standing around you. So the ogre is a liability because he's too far forward. If you're going to plan a Dhaka, you have to plan it out properly. And the second turn you should be moving backwards, basically into the end zone. You can't go actually into the end zone because the Dark Elf has leap. I guess you could go there and then stand 3 guys right in front of you. That would work. But you really should have the first line of defense here, the second line of defense here, and the ball in the end zone on the second turn, just to be as far away as possible to completely, hopefully, get away with 2 turns of nothing. Obviously, he screwed up the LOS thing, so he's lost a line rat already. But 2 turns of nothing is normally what you're hoping for. Oh, that's atrocious, isn't it? And again, that's another reason why we should have blitzed with the Roger. Grashnak doesn't have... Oh, he does. They've given him Unchanneled Fury now. I forgot. Okay, never mind. I absolutely forgot that they gave Grashnak... You don't see Grashnak very often because Borak exists, right? But I forgot they gave him back Unchanneled Fury in the last version. Ugh. Okay. Okay, then the blitz with him is okay. You can't just keep hitting your orc with Mighty Blow, by the way. It's stupid. So now this next turn should be going backwards, but your Roger is just going to be stuck on the ground. It's very annoying. But you should still run backwards this next turn. The defensive shape is not bad. It's just basic... basic chevrons. Chevrons are a little weird. The problem with chevrons inwards like this on the outside is that neither of these 2 big guys have block. So if he does it again next turn, there's a distinct possibility you can just hit from the outside with red dice, push him in and send someone round the back. Like, that's not something... I don't like this, by the way. You absolutely do not take a blitz this turn. The whole point of the Dhaka is to minimize attrition. You don't minimize attrition if you just immediately take a blitz on turn 2 and have players in range. How is that minimizing attrition? You lost a player turn 1. Now you're giving up players on turn 2 to get hit. What attrition are you minimizing there? So this is a horrible mistake. It also weakens your defense because it just weakens the line of players that you've got. Shouldn't be exposing your thrower. That's what, like, the line rats you've got are for, and the blitzers, because they're less likely to be removed. And that doesn't really do it. It's not even a screen, like. So that's not even a screen. Like, these two... This guy could be 1 over at least and screen, so there's no one can come up to the Roger. These 2 are too close together, and he's managed to stick tentacles on 2 players at the same time, which is a, silly mistake. Now, the Roger just constantly hitting his own players, by the way, and getting away with it is pretty obnoxious. And there we go. There's the problem. The Roger should be here, and he's there, and now he's tagged off, and now it's super annoying for you. You've got to get him up. You absolutely have to get the Roger up. So now you've got to play your turn around the fact that your Roger's on the ground. You can go through him and actually push around to the right-hand side, because he's blocked off the middle with the second player. But also, the problem is, what are you going to do next turn when he moves the tentacle players in on more people? So this is the knock-on effect of screwing up where you put your Roger in the first place, right? If he was here, you could blitz the Ogre with him. You could blitz him with him. He couldn't even stand there. He could surf you on a 2+ rush or something. Like, if he was in the right square, it wouldn't be a problem. But it's a massive problem now, because otherwise you're just not having a Roger for the entire drive, which seems like a horrendous problem. because it's a horrendous problem. So your choices are try to make a defensive shape while blitzing with the Roger, or blitz him and try to squeeze in this tiny gap. Can't really sideline cage. We've got an elf who also has leap. Neither of those choices are good. You're picking the best of a bad choice. You could blitz here, red dice here, and then put in 2 assists and block here. That's probably the best you could do to make a little shape. The problem is you're definitely going to get your thrower fucked or your gutter runners fucked if the troll moves, because there's going to be tentacles on them. I would probably put the blitzer over here to ward off these two. So hope you get a POW straight away and he's standing there. Put the blitzer here to create this screen and ward these two off. Then hope the red dice works. Ball is safe, right? Well, you should put the ball safe, but the ball is safe. Make the ball safe, because you don't want that block and then come in here. But either way, make the ball safe. Move one of these gutters over here. And then take the red dice. And as you've got 4 rerolls, re-roll the red dice if you skull. And then take the block here. And then next turn, you might be able to get a better choice out of it, because these two are going to be stuck on the Roger. None of these are going to be touching anyone, hopefully. And so all he gets is the blitz and to move a bunch of renegades, and then you can try and break through. Yep, there's the problem. The Roger stays on the ground. We're just 2 dicing him with this instead. We do get the POW, but I don't really know how that really helps at all. That's a reroll gone. We're blitzing the dodge guy without block. And we're leaving him based on I guess we used our leader reroll, but we still want him later. And this looks like he's going to sideline cage, doesn't he? Doesn't it? Yeah. Against an elf. To be fair, even if the elf doesn't have leap, which is easy to miss amongst this weird mess of skills, you still don't do this, do you? That's still a 55% dodge to surf the ball. Was sidestep more expensive than, like, sprint? Because it would be nice to have sidestep right now. Also just as good for the 1 turn, by the way, as sprint. So maybe sidestep was more expensive. It was it, Raina? Thank you for being here, by the way. I'm glad someone knows what's going on. Oh, Raina, before we move on, what the hell's the Super Bowl? I know JD won the kibble thing. What did Mackenie win? Is there like a Canadian version or something? Oh, Mackenie's Europe. There's a European kibble. So the Super Bowl is North America versus Europe. Oh, okay, there we go. Absolutely not what I thought it was going to say. I didn't know you had enough European guys to be having their own division, but that's pretty good. What is prawn toast? What the hell? That's a random-ass question. It is mashed up prawn in bread toasted, in sesame seed bread toasted. Oh, have I put it on? Is it still on my Vega bar? Oh, that was a joke because Sliker said the other day that he liked prawn toast. Oh no, he said prawn toast sounded nice, and I was like, yes, lovely. It's one of the deals. One of the dishes that like British Chinese takeaways offer. British Chinese take. Sorry for anyone watching the Blood Bowl, by the way. You're going to get 5 minutes on British food now instead. So takeaways in the UK are very strange things. They started as like purely the thing that you would expect. So Chinese takeaways, Indian takeaways started as exactly what you'd expect, but they got very like anglicized very quickly. So, for example, one of the most popular dishes in Chinese takeaways in Britain is chicken balls, which are just squares of chicken in batter, and chips, which are not Chinese at all, or something called half and half, which is chips, half rice, and then sauce on top. But when I say sauce on top, even though it's a Chinese takeaway, I would probably guess money that one of the two most popular sauces they get asked for and have in stock because of that is curry sauce. It's kind of a mess. And fish shops sell poppadoms. Like fish and chips places sell poppadoms. Because British people just like bits of other people's like food culture more than other bits. So, a Beard, have you just fallen asleep on your keyboard? Someone check if Beard's pulse, will you? Thank you, Raina. I appreciate it. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that from when I did the JD versus the other guy, JD versus Kind. The other guy, it was Kind, wasn't it? JD versus Kind for the North American Championship that I'm now calling correctly. I mean, let's pretend that makes better Blood Bowl. It makes more fun Blood Bowl. Let's go with that. But anyway, thank you. So there we go. Mackenie won the European Championship version of Kibble. If anyone wants to join Kibble, by the way, you can find Kind on Discord in our chats. He also streams Fun League, especially if you're American. It gives you like, a choice of playing American online, because at the moment I think it's basically just very little known leagues, Rebel, North America, and Kibble, and that's it really. So I do recommend it if you wanted to join and you play in the wee hours. It's harder to get a game playing stuff like ladder and arena when you're American. It's horrible to get a game on Fumble if you're American. So, and there we go. Raina glazing Kind's admin abilities very nicely. So, right, back to this game. Enough of Chinese takeaways and Kind's tasty balls. So the problem we've got here is he's accidentally forgot the leap on the Dark Elf, which is of course a pretty easy leap surf here. But I'm so far no ones, by the way, for the big guys. Oh, okay. So with him going there, I'm going to go ahead and say that Mackenie has also forgotten the leap on the Dark Elf. So I don't think we're going to see a leap surf, which we should. So, the mistakes cancel each other out at that point, don't they? I will say that, like, the mess that JD made of this Dhaka, not as bad as some I've seen, but still, does remind me that I really want to do some guides on Dhakas, right? There was some fairly obvious fundamental errors, specifically the Roga, how to get away from the LOS, when to blitz forward and when to move backwards, etc. Those kinds of things are pretty uniform and could probably get away with using them for many teams against many teams. And obviously don't sideline cage if your opponent has a stunty or an elf. but that's more of a generic Blood Bowl tip. Does get him with the 6th dice. And he is also gone. Like, this is the problem, isn't it? Because he's pushed forward this turn, it's going to be turn 4 for JD next. He's going to be in scoring range on turn 5. Stalling another 3 turns after that sounds like an absolute nightmare. So that's why the Dhaka should move backwards another turn. Not blitz forward another turn. That blitz should have happened on turn 3, not turn 2. And then you push to here on turn 4, and then turn 5, and then turn 6. And you've only got to stall 1 turn to give them only a 2 turn. And, you know, a 2 turn with Renegades against, hopefully at that point, at least 10 rats is very difficult. And if they don't get it, then they've got to kill the Roger or the Gutter to stop a 1 turn and lose in. Wait, what? Wait, hang on. What did I miss? Where was the blitz? What happened? What happened this turn? So the orc going back is fine. I don't mind that. I think he actually forgot him last turn, didn't he? I think he just forgot him last turn. He should have been on his feet already, right? He only got stunned on turn 1. So he should have been up on turn 2. I think he just forgot he existed. People play weirdly. I actually got a comment on a YouTube video. Sorry to call you out, whoever you were. But I do read my comments. That, like, they would like me to zoom in. But that's the reason why I don't. I zoom in when, like, it's important and there's no other teams, like, available. But in general, I try to keep all of the people on the pitch in view. Because the amount of times you see people forgetting that they've got a player is crazy. So that wasn't the blitz. That was just a stand. And a very, very good one, by the way. First one for the Renegades. That moves. Was this the blitz? No, who's he blitzing? Maybe this was the blitz. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this was the blitz? It was the blitz. Who was he? He was blitzing him with Grashnak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, right. Yeah, no, that's fine. So that was the blitz. So Grashnak lost the blitz. He was going to try and blitz him. Kind of interesting. I don't hate that. Gaz moved Grashnak and he rolled a 1. Okay, so the Renegades started rolling 1s this turn while I was talking about Chinese food. So this will make things a lot easier. It is a problem that he's going to lose this Gutter. But this Gutter here is not stuck on tentacles, which is going to be great. He is stuck on tail, but he's not stuck on tentacles. Hello, Aruka. See, now that is an absolutely terrible dodge. Because freeing up these 2 players, like a forward dodge from him and freeing up completely, is atrocious. I would rather have left him there. If you're not going to re-roll that dodge, which you're probably not with 2 re-rolls, holding these 2 where they are, because the best he can do is 1 in 9 backwards and go round. He can't get anywhere. But now you've given him a 1 in 9 forwards, which gives him full range of motion, which is pretty bad. So the all you should be thinking here if you're JD is, where's the ball go? Right? That's all you need to be thinking. Where does the ball go? Nothing else matters here other than where does the ball go. For me, the blitz is this lino because it frees up the thrower. You also could, in fact, blitz off with this blitzer instead because it could free up both of them. So I kind of like that too as an idea before you dodge the Gutter. Yeah, okay, if you get a double down or pushes, it doesn't do that. But he's not freed anyway with this blitz, right? He's still stuck on the Rogers. If you do get the 55% power, you free up another player, which is real nice. So I would be looking at that, and I would probably be looking at moving him up to there, moving him to there, taking this block. hiding just the ball in the middle. The problem is it's a bit close to the troll. So there are other options. You could blitz with the Roger, which I don't hate at all. The problem is that if you roll a 1, you are dicked. Like if you stand him up and you blitz with the Roger, move across and assist, blitz with the Roger here, and you get a pow on him, there's no threat of the tentacles anymore, and all of these move to the left. This guy 2 dice is him, freeing up the thrower too. So you've got him there, thrower, wrestler, and then you move him around to be there. The ball is in the middle. He should be on the ground, and he's already on the ground, so there's no tentacles available to hit you. That's the last thing you want, right? You should be doing everything you can to avoid getting tentacles on the ball, because the minute tentacles goes on the ball, you're probably dicked. And the Roger currently is useless. And if you're looking to stall out the entire drive, he needs to be up on his feet. He will get hit by Grashnak, which is a problem for later in the drive if he gets murdered. But there's no real safe place to put this ball. The best I could think of is to do a lot of hopeful rushes and end up like all the way over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can get to there. So you need a screen here, and then you do some rushes behind him. He can't get round. That's too... Oh, it's not too far. Okay, small problem with him. If you're going to do that plan, this is definitely the blitz, and you just hope the Roger rolls a 4. This is the blitz, because you want as many players free as possible. If you get this POW, amazing. You can screen these guys off with this blitzer, or you can run over to the left and get in the way of the Grashnak and Troll combo. So that's the other play. I don't mind that play. It's fine. It does rely on a bunch of rushes, but that's probably a safer play than risking everything on the Roger not rolling a 1, because these are all 1 in 36s. That's just a straight 1. You're not re-rolling it. So up there, ball behind, over there, blitz here after moving him, blitz here. Actually, don't move him. You can go through the square if you get the POW. Blitz here, hope you roll a POW. Move over, move the thrower over, and then run him around as well. And then last action, 1 in 9 with him. Okay, we would move in the Roger first. We do burn a 1 on it at least. Right, we do blitz right. Beautiful. And he just goes far over left. Okay, I would have preferred a little more to the left, but... Oh, we're just making a cage. That's a little too close, to my opinion. We're not doing any rushes here. We should probably be further away from this troll. With 4... Well, we had 3 rerolls. With 3 rerolls, I would very much prefer this to be further away. Oh, honestly, I would even genuinely consider doing the rush to tag the troll. This is too good, right? That's too good a chance. You can't hold him off because Grashnak is there to free him. So you blitz a cage corner with the other things, and then just do the rushes. If you get the troll on the ball, it's game over. What are you doing? Well, we solved the oh my god, he dodged. He rolled a 1 for tentacles. I was going to say we solved the problem of the troll, because that he was going to be tagged with the gutter runner. But somehow he broke tentacles, and also he's now a screen. So I guess it solves the problem either way. It definitely wasn't on purpose, though, was it? He absolutely forgot tentacles. That was a total screw-up. What are we doing? I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's happening here. This is, yeah, nothing. It's nothing. This is just allowing the rats to score whenever they want. Okay, it does free a path for the troll to go and stand on these two. It does strongly feel like what's going to happen is there is going to be another, like, sideline cage. There shouldn't be. One, two, three, four. Why isn't the gutter over there and the thrower blitzing from this square? How is the thrower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? So he's going to be standing there. Then he needs to do a rush. Why wouldn't the gutter just be on this side? These little things cost you, right? These little things. Every time you make a mistake like this, it's a 3% chance that you lose the game. Those add up. That's where your lost win rate comes from. You got to pay more attention than this. Tentacles has failed, so we can re-roll the dodge. Nice. I won't even bother re-rolling dodging this one. You don't want the troll to move. And this is a blockless block, and even if it doesn't get a POW, him standing there stops the troll's movement. Makes him go round the tackle zone. So it's going to be turn 6 for the rats next turn. I don't see how they're going to get forced to score here. Like, this has been a very bad defense by someone with 4 big guys. Is this a dive? Oh, now he's remembered he's got leap, and he full pows him. Into death. Well, that's unfortunate. Could we have done anything about that? Yes, we could. Instead of just X-caging, we could have rolled a couple of rushes and made this a harder dodge/leap. Gutter could have gone in there, or someone else could have gone in there. Totally possible. Would I have done anything like that about it? Probably not. That's an unlucky result, isn't it? Rolling a full POW into Kaz, into Apple fail. Like, it's just bad luck. He is due some bad luck because everything's been a bit silly so far. But that is the worst luck you could get at that point. Full POW there is nice. He has to scatter the ball again, though. Does not escape tentacles. Does do the 1 dice blitz. It's fine. Is it? Hang on. Is that fine? Is it better than that? I don't think there's better than that, is there? There is, I think, isn't there? So if we go back, isn't it better to blitz him diagonally? If you blitz him diagonally, you can chain your own rat this way and push the rat down there, giving you a 2+ escape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't have to do a 3+ dodge. So he should have blitzed from the diagonal here. You see what I mean? Like, he's blitzing here. The best possible result he can get is a POW, which is fine because it gives him the 2+ out. But if he gets a push, which is 2 of the 6 results... Oh, yeah, thank you. I'm stupid. Thank you, Goga. Jesus. I'm glad someone corrected me, by the way. I had a left eye in the VOD. You're right, I would have scattered the ball. Yeah, okay, I don't want to scatter the ball. And there's no one around. He's got no rats on the pitch. Yeah, okay. From above is the correct play. No one else noticed that, by the way. Small gold star to Gorga for noticing my mistake. I do that a fair bit, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. If you go back and look through my VODs, you get, like, I offer, like, no prizes, like the old Marvel comics, for people who point out where I've just balls something up because I'm not looking at it properly. Yeah, there's no better way here. He's always going to be on the ball. Was it better at the start? Oh, I don't know what happened there. Right. So this is the start of the turn. You have to scatter the ball, right? It's in 3 tackle zones. There's nothing else you can do here. So this is the correct play. I'm not certain the follow is the correct play. That is kind of interesting. The follow does give you a 2 dice block, right? Which is important. But if you scatter catch that ball, you lose. So, vaguely interesting, right? If you don't follow and you stay there, then, and the ball goes there, you can dodge blitz the elf with him. You still got a 1 pickup, a 1 tackle zone pickup. It gives you the 2+ out. But it probably means that to score, you have to do a 1 in 9, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it doesn't. You can actually score with all 2s. Okay, I think that's better. Slightly. You don't know the ball's going to go there, right? But the follow is, if the ball goes where you are and you catch it, I'm pretty certain you lose here. So I would not want that to happen. If he catches it or he catches it, it's not an auto loss. The extra tackle zone on him doesn't make a difference. It's a 6+ catch anyway, isn't it? Oh, no, wait, it's a 5+ catch. Bouncing ball. If it went through someone else and landed on him, bouncing ball and 2 tackle zones would be a 5+ catch. That would also be pretty bad, but you do still get to blitz him. Yeah, I wouldn't follow. I don't think the follow is right. But it's not bad or anything. It's fine to give yourself this block and see what happens. And now, yeah, it is correct to do the dodge 1 dice. Yeah, I don't think you could do anything else here. And then we just pray for some 3s. 3, 3, 2. and there we go. Just bang it in. Okay. What? What? Do I like this? He still has his 2 rerolls. That's a 55% knockdown. I don't think I like this. I get the idea behind it. This is horrendous. He might get none of his KOs back. A 3-turn is pretty easy then for 2 rerolls Renegades. So I get the idea behind it. I don't hate it. I'm just not certain I like it. I think I would have scored. But this probably does give him more chance of the win. It just also gives him more chance of the loss. I never really like those equations. It's why I don't like playing teams like Rats and Woodies, because that's their thing, right? They have more chance of winning games, but they have more chance of losing games. You might think that sounds weird, but like they just have less draws, because when they take damage, they just lose. But if they don't take damage, they just win because they're all fast with dodge. All right, well, he's rolling the dice that this isn't a POW. That is the dumbest thing you could have done. Well, okay. So what you do there is you vomit. Why wouldn't you vomit? I mean, technically what you do there is don't activate the troll. That's also a thing you do. But if you are going to activate the troll, you vomit. %40 POW with a chance of, as you just saw, turnover versus 42% armor break, automatic armor break, with no chance of turnover. It's not even a question. You just vomit every time. There is no positive bonus to rolling a block there. So, well, this is deserved then, isn't it? Completely deserved. Now he's just going to score on turn 8. Nothing down here matters. That matters. Dead thrower. Rainer, if you're still here, is this an overtime game? Overtime format, I mean. Okay. I'll put the overtime spoiler on then. Okay, gets all his KOs back. But with 2 removals, he only had 12 players. Jesus. Man, rats were screwed in this. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain about this. This is not a really good anti-throw teammate. I don't know what these two are doing. Sort of standing there. If you're gonna just do a back line, it should be forward. Where the likelihood, so you count 6 squares, right? Normally people throw from where they're standing. They shouldn't, but they do because it increases the chance of being able to give him the ball. So they throw from the LOS. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where they're throwing to, and then it scatters 3 times from here. So ideally you want to just be here or here, one of these 2 lines. If you're going to just backline, if you don't have enough to do the bicep bar, which is like 6 in a grid and then 1 either side, then you just line across here. You don't line across here. The hardest thing for him to do is the landing. Once he's landed, he's doing 1 in 9 dodges. So you want to stop the landing. So you want to be forward. Wait, why did he just... Oh, he's going to pick up with the orc, I guess. But if he'd rolled a 1 there, he hits the guy who's going to pick up, doesn't he? These should be the other way around, by the way. The strong arm and the brawler should be the other way around. You really want the ogre to be throwing, because he doesn't have always hungry. Ooh! Cheeky brawler. What is happening? Who's giving him the ball? He's doing a double rush with him? Well, he's not, because he's rolled a triple skull. He's rolled quad 1s. Amazing. Okay, that was all ballsed up anyway. That was definitely not right. I don't know why the goblin wasn't in the middle either. So this is now always where I hate playing rats, right? You get to this stage, you're 1-0 up, your Dhaka's worked, you've probably taken some damage, which he has. How do you play? Do you play aggressive? And like, which is not very easy against a well-played bash team. And again, these people didn't ask me to review their game, but I think we can just agree that this is not a well-played bash team. But it's not easy to do anything against a well-played Bash team, and trying to play aggressive and trying to get at the ball and trying to do something, you will take more damage, thus making your turn 16 one turn more difficult. So oddly and annoyingly, and why I don't play rats, the best strategy is probably to not play Blood Bowl. Like, Underworld are like uber rats in the same way, right? They just don't play Blood Bowl and win and lose on the one turn because it's a great one turn. His one turn is harder now. And it's harder against 4 strength 5. Or, well, strength 6 included. And tentacles. So maybe aggression is the way here and just try and win in regular time. I like this missing man setup. All gutters are protected. I like that. Probably would have swapped the clan rat with the blitzer to have the both blitzers on the outsides. Other than that, perfectly fine. I don't like that he hasn't split the LOS. I do get the reasoning why. I'm assuming. I might be giving too much credit. The reasoning why is it's more difficult to get 3 dice blocks because he doesn't have any guard on this team. But sticking all together like that means they're all going to get stuck on tentacles. Officious Ref takes down a gutter. Okay, down to 9 rats. I gotta wonder why, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Big Hand the one where it just doesn't change your normal pickup? So if it's raining, it's still a 3+. So it's still a 3+, right? It doesn't give him +1 to pick up. Can I assume that extra arms was somehow more expensive than Big Hand, or just people just not understand Big Hand? Like, Big Hand is rubbish. Yeah, it's always your normal pickup. But your normal pick, it works better if you've got a normal pickup of a 2+. Dude, why are we doing this? Is like the 3rd time that your big guys have failed and you've not covered it at all. Why are we even doing that blitz with the 2 dice blitz? It's like you just keep forgetting that bad things can happen. Not covered, not screened. The rats can now flood up the pitch. And we're down to, as like I've been banging on about this entire game, apparently, it's now going to become very important that this guy's got Big Hand. Because that's a 1 in 9 pickup. That's an 11% fail. And even if he does get the pickup next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what he can get. If it's a deep kick, you have to care. A lot. He's not cared at all. He's just, like, pseudo lost the game by just not giving a shit that that's a deep kick. I'd have probably based someone with him just to stop any players who have speed from going back. Based one of these 2 linos, maybe. What is going on over there? Good, Sin. Good. Well, that boards really well. Okay. Okay, we got a guy here. Why haven't we moved him? What? What? What do you think he's doing? Maybe block off this way. What is that? Oh, that's just real bad. Oh my days, full renegade turn. All the big guys rolled a 1. Well, technically these two didn't roll a 1, although I think that one of them might have anyway. But this is game-losingly bad right there. That is atrocious. Never mind, it's not. It's not at all game-losingly bad. We could have stood him up. In fact, we could have just... That's not a tackle zone, is it? Like, hang on. All right. So, let's not pretend that this is nothing. Both of these are not in... Actually, none of these are in tackle zones. Both of these went stupid. All 3 of these should have moved already. All right. We can do this together, Sin. Why haven't you moved this guy yet? Why haven't you moved this guy yet? Why haven't you moved this guy yet? Why haven't you tried to move the Roger yet? All of these should have moved already. This guy's fine because I assume he's going to be the blitz, right? He could probably just move to there. And that could have been a block. These two move up. One base is him probably, and one base is him. You want these guys based, right? Because you don't know if you're going to get a sack. So you want these guys based. And then you see if the Roger moves. If the Roger moves, fantastic, because it screens these off. You just like stand him here or something to stop the 2 tentacles guys from going that way. Then you do the dodge. Then you do the sack. Because I assume this guy was dodging around to be an assist. But this guy is blitzing from this square. I guess he could blitz from the above. You kind of want to blitz from this square row, right? Because if you get the POW, you want to push him upwards. So this guy should be tagged, which is what this guy's for. So yeah, just bad turn ordering. You can't really complain like that now everything's gone wrong because you snaked. That was pretty atrocious to not move all these players. Leaving them on these is indefensible. I tell you what I will do, in JD's defense, this is a very, 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 very common mistake, even in players who are actually good. It has nothing to do, it is entirely to do with a rush of blood to the peen. Right? This is like a game-winning turn, isn't it? And that's all your brain can think about. The dopamine floods your brain. Oh my God, he's moved this guy here. All of his big guys have gone stupid. This is an easy sack on the ball. And you just immediately forget all kinds of safe moves first as like your brain lights up like a pinball machine at thoughts of glorious victory. Like that's what's happening, right? So it's absolutely in no way like an uncommon thing that people do. However, that doesn't stop it from being shit and wrong. It is still shit and wrong. talking of shit and wrong, after 2 consecutive turns of both players doing horrendous turn ordering and being punished for it, we stand the ball in the clear blue sky and make a blockless block without moving anyone else at all. Why haven't you moved any guy? Is the answer to this one. We do know this is not a cage, right? Oh my god. What's this guy doing? Why are you taking a 1 in 9 block that you're not going to re-roll when you have a Dark Elf with a 1 in 36 dodge to complete the cage? 9 is a lot lower than 36. It's almost 4 times lower than 36. Man, these people need to go back to school. You need to know these numbers, like, mean something. They're not just for fun. So I guess we just get to sack the ball again. Can even 2-dice it. Can literally 2-dice it with a couple of rushes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Move him over to tag this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Literal 2 dice on the ball with block for 2 2s. Well, he's got to cut the corner as well. So 3 1 in 36s. No chance. Terrible, isn't it? No reason for that to be a 1 dice block at all. None. Literally none. At least 10% higher. And you might you might work the maths out, right? Depends how you work the maths out. The math is definitely in favor of the 2 dice block. But you could squint, sit on the maths a bit until they fit like a 1 dice block, because a 1 dice block is 50%, right? Block on no block. So with a reroll, it's 75%, but that's not the math you should be looking at. The math you should be looking at, and what are the chances that doesn't work, and how bad is that? So, for example, if this is either a skull or a push, are you going to reroll? If you do reroll, now you've got a 1 in 6 chance that he just gets to score. because you've just sculled yourself. Whereas if you make that 1 in 36s, there is 4 1 in 36s then, isn't it? Because you get the 3 with the rat. And then you get, if you get push skull or whatever, and you re-roll, it's another 1 in 36 chance that he still gets the score. 4 1 in 36s is 89%. So there's only an 11% chance that that play goes wrong. There is much higher than 11% chance that this play goes wrong. And there's also a much higher percentage chance of sacking the ball if you do the rushes. So 75% pickup. There we go. Don't know why he's not over here. Okay, I mean, this guy should have done an extra rush here, right? Oh my days. That's a lot of ones this Renegade team has started to roll. 1 in 27s, triple skulls, double skulls. Was there any reason to risk that 1 in 36 there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You could get there. And then just screen it. I don't think you needed to risk the 1 in 36 there, did you? He's even moved the... I mean, this is just completely screened over here. Then you can stick another rat around the corner to make it hard to get the tentacles on the ball or even the tail on the ball. Yeah, I don't think that was necessary. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not going to complain about a 1 in 36 to win. But it wasn't necessary. You could have just lived without it. It is very early in the drive, so I get why you wanted to do it. Because things can still go wrong, right? Is completely untouchable? No. Okay, why is it not completely untouchable? Why the hell is it not completely untouchable? I mean, it should be there for a start so that he can't blitz you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, dude. Press pause, right? When I unpause, I want to see him do a rush into this square. Okay, stacking the double rush, interesting. I don't think the double rush was necessary, but fair enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It does stop Grashnak from having to go cutting a corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the problem, isn't it? The ogre can reach. That's what we need to try and stop. I don't know how. I guess we dodge him and hit with the rat ogre. We don't want the rat ogre being able to reach either. But... oh, no. No, 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 no. Why are you... no. Grashnak's not going to double cut the corner, is he? You need... if you hit with the rat ogre here and you get a POW, you base the ogre and everything is gold. Because you can then dodge the gutter out. And, like, double tap... I guess you don't want him being chained either. I guess you dodge the gutter out and run around. Roll some dice. Or you one dice POW him. That also works. No, rushes, rushes, rushes. Do rushes! Do rushes! What the hell? You just did rushes. Why aren't you doing... if you do the 2 rushes there and make this screen... that's where you want to be standing, right there. You did the... you clicked on everything. You know that the ogre can reach you. Go there. I'm so weirded out by this. He should definitely be there. Okay, I don't know why he dodged that way. This way is better, isn't it? You better hope this ogre doesn't make this. Okay. Wait, what? Hang on. Wait, what? Did I miscount that someone could reach? Who the hell is blitzing him? Oh, there's a guy behind the ogre. Of course there is. Somewhere out there, someone will get that joke. About 3 people will get that joke. This is atrocious, isn't it? Not basing here. Absolutely atrocious. No, sorry, not rushing here. Absolutely terrible. 3 rerolls, and you're not screening. Even if you don't see the guy behind the ogre. The ogre can reach. The ogre can base you with tentacles. I think we all just thought that the ogre had a number 8 over it. Making myself giggle. Disgraceful. So, I don't want to be nitpicky here. I would have blitzed backwards. I would have added a rush and I'd have blitzed backwards. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To blitz backwards. Because then he has to go round you, and these guys could have screened. They're doing nothing at the moment. No, it doesn't do anything is the problem. Because he's moved the other players first. So he can't get the ogre on the ball if JD decides to not use wrestle, right? Because he's moved all of his other players anyway. So JD might just be like, yeah, I'll just take the wrestle. If I don't break armor, I win. Because the problem if he takes wrestle is the ogre can go and stand on a loose ball. Hell, the rat ogre can go and stand on a loose ball. I would have double rushed and blitzed backwards. Because now you can't do that, right? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can't even base him. But if you push to there, and then you can get the ogre in the way so he can't dodge through the ogre's tackle zones, suddenly it's become very annoying. So he should have blitzed to push him backwards. He should be in this square. Yeah, you can't get the ogre on him, but you can get the ogre to cover the dodge squares. Because he has to come back this way and dodge this way, right? So if the ogre is standing with his tackle zone in any of these squares, he can't do it. He's going to have to 1 in 9 through. Oh God, he's trying to cut the corner. And there we go. That's the problem right there. Breaks from tentacles. Gets the pow and gets the win. Doesn't matter. And, you know, not going to win anyway. Still funny. And now you know why the goblin is behind the LOS. So, you might have thought at some points maybe I was a bit harsh on these guys or whatever. I try not to be. They didn't ask me to cover this. So, I will say something in their defense here. This is going to sound like a really backhanded compliment, sorry, but it's true. This is not comparatively bad Blood Bowl. It's not good Blood Bowl objectively. It's just not comparatively bad Blood Bowl. I have no idea what was going on there. Both of these guys are in this because they beat a bunch of other people who all play Blood Bowl on a regular basis. It's like the truth is, Blood Bowl is not a thing that people are very skilled at. It's not a game that's popular enough for people to put in the hours, for there to be the player base. The best players in the world, like, and again, I'm very sorry, of me included, aren't as good as it gets. Aren't as good as we could be. I like including me in this one because it's, you know, again, this is also a backhanded compliment, isn't it? We don't put in the reps. We don't play for practice like 40 hours a week. We don't know off the top of our heads all of the percentages for everything that we do. If there was money in Blood Bowl, we would all do that. And there would be, like, you know, Magnus Carlsens of Blood Bowl. There would be Grandmasters of Blood Bowl. that actually knew all of those things. They would have studied all the games. They will know all of the best ways to one turn against like every setup. That's all completely possible with practice. But who's putting that amount of practice in? No one, because there's no money in it. The best players in the world at Blood Bowl are just good. That's the problem. Because if you start at good and go down, then you end up with what I sound like when I'm casting people like middle level Blood Bowl players, right? Because I don't think I'm great. I don't think the people I play at the top level of Blood Bowl are great. Like, objectively, we're just good. We make mistakes in every single game we play. I make mistakes in every single cast that I do. Either by saying something that's wrong or by missing something that I should have caught. I'm just the best you're going to get at this. That doesn't mean I'm the best they can be. Absolutely not. Someone else could put in. If someone really loved Blood Bowl and they were also like, you know, their brain also worked in a way to be very good at strategy games, then they would be better than all of us. If they just had free time and they loved Blood Bowl, they were, you know, independently wealthy or young enough that they don't have to care about like real life and they could put in 40, 50 hours a week of Blood Bowl practice, they would be better than us. Those people just currently don't exist. Please, Cyanide, don't launch Blood Bowl in South Korea. So, yeah, you know, as harsh as I might sound on on people at this level, comparatively, they're still better than the vast majority of Blood Bowl players. This level is in like the top 20% of Blood Bowl. Most people are way worse. I think someone run the stats back on the thing, and because most people don't play a lot of Blood Bowl, and I don't mean most people in the world, I mean people who play Blood Bowl. Most people who play Blood Bowl don't play a lot of Blood Bowl. The average win rate was like less than 40%. And these guys are like 50 to 60% players. That's a lot higher. Doesn't mean they don't have a lot to learn and a lot to get better at. They do. But it's why they're in the Super Bowl, right? They beat other people. Lots of other people. So anyway, hopefully you learned something at some point during that game. This will go in the kibble folder on YouTube, and I'm going to. They recently ran a team tournament that I was supposed to be a part of, and I was going to upload my games from that, and I'm sad that I can't. I managed to convince Mr. Jimmy Fantastic and Mr. Purple Chest to be in my team, and they didn't happen because Jim's internet decided to crash and burn for the entire weekend. He hasn't got a engineer coming out till Monday, so we couldn't play. So I'm going to have a look through some of the games for the Kibble Team Tournament, pull out some names that I know and cast some of those games, and maybe have a look at top table on the final day, because it was a Swiss-style team tournament. We'll see who won. We'll see how they played. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of expecting the same level as this. Like, that's, again, not an insult. Comparatively, these are still better players than like most other players. But I am kind of expecting to find a lot of things wrong. So don't lose your mind when I start complaining about, like, you know, bad plays. That's how you learn, right? If you know something's wrong and I tell you why, that's how you learn. You just don't do that when it's your turn. And that is my TED Talk on comparative skill level of Blood Bowl, and I will see you all in the next game. Congratulations to JD, the Super Bowl winner.